Maddie Soto, 13-year-old little girl, literally just turned 13 the day before she was discovered missing and then eventually dead. Jennifer Soto, the mom, Stephan Stearns, the de facto stepdad, initially in the case, saying she's missing, dropped her off at school. And then what happened? Well, facts contradict that story. And now Stephan Stearns has been charged with the murder of Maddie Soto, as well as many, many, many counts of sexual abuse against her from what they found on his cellular device. Joining me to discuss, Shavaun Scott, psychotherapist and author. Shavaun, there's some new footage out here of body cam footage from an officer. These are the very first moments when they are reporting that Maddie is missing. This is beyond what the TV interviews that we have seen and reviewed. This is those initial moments. And I want to take a look at this with you and then get your reaction to what we are seeing. And we'll talk here on the other side.
This is Mom.
This is Mom? Okay.
Hey there.
Hi there.
Hey there. I gotta go pop in here. Hey there.
Hey there. What's going on?
So, my daughter was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, one second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Are we looking for another kid or we have a kid?
Looking for another one.
Good.
Alright, so people are still on the scene, let's put that out in the possible location. How long?
13.
I'm trying to get there right now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today,
Okay.
and she never came out. They announced it over the speaker, and I'm just like, maybe she walked here, because sometimes she'll walk here to this office. I came here, nothing. I went back to the school, they were closed. I got an email from the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Okay. What's her name?
Madeline. Madeline.
Madeline. Last name?
Soto. Soto.
Soto.
Yeah.
Date of birth?
February 22nd, 2011.
February 27th, 2000.
22nd,
Oh, sorry. 22nd,
2011.
2011.
Just had her 13th birthday.
13.
1418 Charlie 45. What's the name of the single age?
Madeline Soto, age 13. I'm trying to get a clothing description now. What was she last seen wearing?
26 County Charlie 45. People hit my call 931. It's the same call.
Green hoodie.
Green hoodie,
White Crocs.
white Crocs,
Either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts.
Yeah.
black shorts. Okay. Black shorts. All right. Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live.
She doesn't know where they live. Okay.
I asked all of them.
Okay. Is this like? Does she like have any places that you guys know that she'll usually be at? Any friend's house? Any places that like she likes to hang out?
Not typically, no.
No.
Not typically.
No.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I get some.
Thank you.
No problem. And what school she goes to?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Hunters Creek Middle? Alright, cool. 125. Do you have a picture of her? Can you airdrop it to me?
Yeah, I know. Let me see which picture. I don't know which picture.
Anything recently, probably from a birthday party, right?
Yeah, but I wasn't there, so I have to look at what's up.
And essentially, from there, they get the picture of Madeline Soto and give it to the officers, and that's kind of how that ends. I'm just going to open it up to you. What was your observations on that?
Wow. It was almost as if they were signing her up for a soccer team or something. I mean, that's how calm they were. And here's our narrative. Here's our story. This is what happened. No emotion, no pressured. I've got more emotion in my voice right now talking about it.
Yes.
There was
Yeah.
just this kind of flat, here's our story. This is what what happened, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it just, I mean, I think for any of us, our kids missing, we're going to be agitated about it.
Yeah.
And possibly tears, agitated, animated hands. And we would just be showing our distress. And I don't see distress.
And that's just, I mean, it's hard. You can't really wrap your mind around it unless you don't have that empathy and don't have that sort of
Yeah.
emotion. I don't know how, even if you did know that your boyfriend just killed your daughter and you're covering it up, I think you'd still have more emotion.
100%. 100%. You'd be upset. Yes.
It's bizarre. Another thing that I noticed in there, because they have their narrative, and I guess, if you're, I don't know what I would be doing in that situation other than freaking out. But I mean, I'd be sharing, like they did, like I did this. I'd be saying everything I could possibly think of. But they just kind of it was like, calm, here's what we're going to do. Very baseline on everything. But then you notice there was a question, did she go to any friends' houses or is there any place? Very stern, very stern. She doesn't know where they live. And we've already talked to all of them. Like, why don't you? I think you'd be looking at any place and every place because she's
Any
clearly not
place
with
and
you.
every place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And what 13-year-old girl doesn't know where her friends lived?
Yeah.
Come on, kids are social. They hang out with each other.
Well,
That's another
I know they're
thing.
they're trying to play an angle, and maybe, I mean, there probably is a truth to it of she was somewhat autistic or Asperger's or something. I'm sorry, you can still know where your friends live. It doesn't mean you're like an invalid and you don't
Yeah, exactly.
like. And she seemed to
Exactly.
be a pretty functioning child in normal
Yes.
school and normal classes. She
Yes.
wasn't this like mushroom that
No.
the picture that I think they're trying to make people think. Why hasn't Jen Soto been charged yet, do you think?
I wonder about that. I wonder if they're just continuing to build a case. So if and when they do charge her, it's going to stick.
Yeah. It makes you wonder. It makes me wonder specifically, is she aiding with exposing more of a ring here, more of some sort of trafficking or something, considering he had the pictures on his phone? I mean, how often do people who are in this sort of thing, are they operating completely solo?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I don't know the data on that. A lot of people do operate solo
Really?
with this kind of stuff. Yeah.
It's scary to think about just what he all had there, how long it all went on, and what we do know from the mom. What did you make of those revelations that we found out, where mom was completely fine with Stephan sleeping in the same bed as her daughter when she wasn't there? I mean, number one, it's weird when you are there together at this age, but
Yeah.
number two, and unhealthy. But number two, I mean, what is going on in that mind to think that
Yeah.
this is acceptable?
That adds to the suspicion that mom was aware, to what extent, I don't know, but she had to have some awareness that things were terribly off with Stephan. And, it just sounds like enabling a mother who's, whether conscious or not, my guess is it was at least partially conscious. She was enabling the abuse of her child.
With the sheer amount of evidence that we're seeing here on this one, does this one go to trial, you think, or does this one end up being pleading out? Obviously, you have a very narcissistic type personality going on here with Stephan, but I mean, come on, how do you how do you argue this?
How do you argue this? Yeah. Anybody's guess. I don't know, because there are some that you think they would have been better, taking a plea.
Yeah, you would think, but
Yeah.
sometimes the narcissism gets the best of
It sure
the
does.
narcissism.
Yeah. Hmm.
Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to follow us wherever you download podcasts, and especially Apple Podcasts, where you can get advanced episode and premium content on our premium channel right there. Also, be sure to follow us on social media so you don't miss any breaking updates on the stories that matter to you most. We're on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook. Just search Hidden Killers Podcast with Tony Brueski, and you'll find us right there. Again, thanks for watching.